Hi YouTubers, this is Theo. I'm a big fan of little scraps of paper. This is from the Scottish Himalayan exhibition. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. I have learned a deep respect for one of Garrett's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Here it is. Here's something from... Just took a bite out of this, you know? I love it. And it's from, I believe I copied this from the middle of or the beginning of a E. Cummings book. You haven't the least and feeblest conception of being here and now and alone and yourself. Why, you ask, should anyone want to be here when simply by pressing a button you can be in 50 places at once? As for being myself, why on earth should you be yourself when instead of being yourself you could be 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 other people? The very thought of being oneself in an epic of interchangeable selves must seem supremely ridiculous. Fine and dandy. But as far as I'm concerned, poetry and every other art was and is and forever will be strictly and distinctly a question of individuality. If poetry were anything like dropping an atom bomb, when anyone did, anyone could be a poet, merely by doing the necessary anything, whatever that anything might or might not entail. But as it happens, poetry is being, not doing, and the rest is eaten out. You follow, even at a distance, the poet's calling. I speak from my own totally biased and entirely something. You've got to come out of the measurable doing universe into the immeasurable house of being. But if poetry is your goal, you've got to forget all about punishments and all about rewards and all about self-styled obligations and duties and responsibilities, etc. ad infinitum, and remember one thing only, that it's you. Nobody else who determines your destiny and decides your fate. Nobody else can be alive for you, nor can you be alive for anybody else. Toms can be Dicks, Dicks can be Harrys, but none of them can ever be you. There's the artist's responsibility, and the most awful responsibility on earth. If you can take it and be. If you can't, cheer up and go about other people's business, and do or undo till you drop. This is my friend Tony on this photograph. He was a friend of mine in LA, and he played the piano, and he was like 1,000,000 years old when we met. We were gonna write a song together before he died. He died this year. We were in the middle of writing a song. He also introduced me to the song Stardust, which I'd never heard. I've lived 30 years and never heard that song. The cheat notes that he made for me for Stardust. There's a quote from Hermann Hesse. I love how my handwriting is so crisp. This is like before I took handfuls of LSD. But I love the feel of the paper. Hermann Hesse, he says, I am a poet, a seeker, and a confessor, obliged to truth and sincerity. I have a charge, albeit small and confined, to help other seekers to understand and to cope with the world, if only by assuring them that they are not alone. But every man is more than just himself. He is also the unique and very special and in every case significant and remarkable point at which the world's manifestations intersect only once in this way and never again. That is why every man's story is important, eternal, sacred. That is why every man, just as long as he is in any way alive and fulfills the will of nature, is wondrous and worthy of the utmost attention. It's just a Western civilization book, but this particular part is on Dostoevsky. It seems that something that is dearer to almost every man, that his greatest advantages, must really exist. for which, if necessary, a man is ready to act in opposition to all laws. That is, in opposition to reason, honor, peace, prosperity, one's own free, unfettered choice, one's own fancy, however wild it may be, one's own fancy worked up at times to a frenzy. Why, that is the very most advantageous advantage, which we have overlooked, which comes under no classification, and through which all systems and theories are continually being sent to the devil. What man needs is simple, independent choice, whatever that independence may cost and wherever it may lead. End of quote. It is this irrational will that defines the individual's uniqueness and leads him to resist the blueprints drawn up by social theorists. The Underground Man, and he's talking about Dostoevsky's book, The Underground Man, maintains, or the idea of the Underground Man. The Underground Man maintains that by following irrational impulses and engaging in irrational acts, human beings assert their individuality, they prove that they are free. The Underground Man is totally free. He struggles to define his existence according to his own needs, rather than the standards and values created by others. The Underground Man demonstrates that a powerful element of irrationality underlies human behavior. There's a little squib about Nietzsche, and it says that the men that he admired were passionate but self-possessed individuals who, by mastering their own chaotic passions, would face life and death courageously, affirmatively, and creatively. Such men make great demands on themselves. This is a clip from when, in Cyrano de Bergerac, when his friend Lebray says, if you could ease that stubborn soul of yours, if now and then you could forget you were a musketeer, fame and fortune might come. And Cyrano says, what would you have me do? Look for a patron, seek some protector, and like clinging ivy, crawl around the lordly trunk that holds it up, climbing by trickery instead of strength? No, thank you. Imitate what others do, and dedicate my works to men of wealth? Become a sedulous ape, a fool who waits for some official's patronizing smile? No, thank you. Breakfast every day on toads? Climb endless stairs? Wear out my knees and back with bows and bending like an acrobat? No, thank you. With one hand guard the poor hare, and with the other goad the helping hounds? Burn incense for some idol of the hour? No, thank you. Push and pull the proper strings? Become the great man of a little cult? Trim my frail bark with madrigals of oars and aging lady sighs to fill my sails? No, thank you. Get myself elected pope in wine shop sessions held by imbeciles? No, thank you. Get a reputation for a single sonnet flawless in technique instead of fashioning 100 others? No, thank you. Should I be afraid of hacks and truckly to the worst incompetence? Say to myself, someday, some chance may let my name appear in the Mercure Francois. No, thank you. Should I calculate and scheme, plot and grow pale, make calls instead of rhymes, meet the right people, sign the right appeals? No, thank you. Thank you kindly. No, no, no. But I prefer to sing, to dream, to play, to travel light, to be at liberty, to look straight, to talk loud and fearlessly, to cock my hat at any angle, fight for a quick yes or no or coin a phrase, to work without the thought of reward, start on that long-planned voyage to the moon, never to write a line that does not sing with truth, which has its wellspring in the heart. To be intent to say, my garden's small, my fruits and flowers are few, but they are mine. Then, if success should chance to come my way, no tribute need be paid to Caesar. None. Whatever fortune or misfortune comes is mine, and only mine. In short, though I am no huge elm or oak tree, yet I scorn to be the parasitic ivy. I will climb slowly, uncertainly, and so perhaps to no great height, but I will climb alone. I have this from the LA Times, it says December 24th, 2003, but I'm not sure because it's handwritten, could be. Anyway, obscene comic Bruce gets a pardon. So finally. So, New York governor cites the First Amendment enacting 39 years after the late satirist's conviction. So, voila. Alright, I gotta edit, slap this up on the internet.